Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome back to another GTA Online video. My name is Saintsfan and I am continuing, I guess, like, I don't know, maybe a newish sort of guide for new players in GTA Online on what to get in GTA 5 Online. Because there's quite a bit of stuff. I mean, there's so many vehicles. I made that video a couple of days ago. Today we're talking about the top 5 best weapons to use and own in 2020 in GTA Online. Maybe if you guys want to see anything else, let me know down in the comment section below. But let's go ahead and hop right in. Now, there are a number of different weapons, but I would say there are 5 or so that are pretty freaking awesome. Number 1, and these are in no particular order, but number 1, the Mark II revolver with incendiary rounds. This is what saved the Doomsday heist for me back a year or two ago. If you didn't know, the Mark II revolver with incendiary rounds pretty much one-shots NPCs regardless of where you shoot them. Because most of the time, in order to one-shot an NPC, you have to headshot them. But what ends up happening with the incendiary bullets, you can shoot them in the toe, and then they'll catch on fire, and that'll end up killing them. So while yes, it doesn't have the highest, rate of fire and all that, you have to be fairly accurate. It's so nice to have when you're going through missions, and especially some of those heist missions where the NPCs are just so difficult with regular weapons. Bust out the Mark II revolver with the incendiary rounds, and you're gonna make your life so much easier. Now, I don't actually think it can one-shot regular people, like other people, but it still does a decent amount of damage, and it knocks them on fire, which kind of throws them off too. The second weapon I would say is a must use. This is probably my most used weapon, the Mark II Combat LMG. Now, I don't know the specific stats on these vehicles, to be perfectly honest with you, but this weapon is my go-to weapon for dealing with any sort of NPCs if I don't want to, actually pay attention and be accurate. Because that is the downside to the revolver. You have one shot, and if you miss it, then you're getting a shot again, by the NPCs. You might end up dying. The Combat Mark II LMG, complete opposite. You literally don't even need to aim down sights. You just spray and you'll get a kill. And it's so easy to actually get headshots with this, I find. So it's relatively easy to take down NPCs. But I think the best part about it is that even if you don't headshot them and kill them straight away, one shot, if it lands in them, an NPC, most of the time it knocks them to the ground, which of course makes them stop shooting at you. So you just go into a building, start spraying, you hit everyone, whether or not they're dead doesn't matter, because it'll knock them all on the ground, and then you can finish them off without them shooting at you. So the Combat Mark II LMG is by far, I think, one of the most useful weapons in the game, at least dealing with NPCs and stuff. I don't know how it really fares against PvP, and honestly, most of these aren't really regarding PvP, I don't think, because I'm not a huge PvP player, so I don't really know what's the meta as far as that goes. Honestly, I think the freaking Oppressor Mark II is the meta. That's the only thing I've ever been killed by, it seems like. But the Combat Mark II LMG, with whatever attachments, really, I mean, you can sort of mix and match, I think, try whatever you want, just use the weapon, and it's got like 100 or 200 round magazine, so like you almost never run out of ammo, and I think this is superior to the assault rifles in every way. The third weapon, hands down, one of the most fun, if not the most fun weapon, the Up and Atomizer. Yes, this is like $500,000 to purchase if you didn't get it for free on Christmas, but it is worth it. This thing has saved me a number of times. I'm doing a cell mission in one of those slow vans or trucks. It gets stuck or it gets flipped over and I can't flip it back. Just get out, hit it with the Oppressor Mark, or hit it with the Up and Atomizer, and you're good to go. I've gotten bikes and, sport cars after hitting jumps stuck in various different locations on top of rooftops, on freaking balconies. Bust out the Up and Atomizer, you're back on the road in no time. This thing is awesome. One of my favorite things to do with it is to troll other people. You get it, and then you just start shooting them, and they're helpless because they're just flopping around. Now, while yes, this isn't the most effective way to kill either people or NPCs, it is definitely one of the most useful weapons, and I would make sure to have this all the time. And the best part is that it has no ammo, so it's free to use. Now, the fourth weapon I would say that I think is one of the ones you have to have, the Heavy Sniper Mark II. Now, I'm not going to specify and say, you know, which ammo you should choose. That's kind of up to you. You could go with the explosive ammo, and that's great. The only unfortunate part is that I think there's only like 18 shots, so you constantly have to refill it, which is kind of annoying. Or you can just keep it regular, and I think the Heavy Sniper Mark II, it definitely does the most damage out of the snipers. I'm not entirely sure if it's a one-shot to like the chest area or if it's not, but it's definitely a one-shot to the head, and you have to have a sniper, I think, in GTA, whether it is for dealing with other people that are further away or just dealing with NPCs that are further away and you don't want them shooting at you. Having the Heavy Sniper Mark II with whatever attachments, I think this is the best option you have for long-range battles. And that brings us to number 5, and this is another one, much like the the top 5 vehicles I did a couple of days ago. There's so many weapons, it's hard to choose just 5. And honestly, I had a hard time because I was deciding, like, do I want to put maybe like the RPG in just because you need an explosive, or, you know, even the explosive shotgun. That's another really fun weapon to use. You have the grenade launcher, which I just found if you're posted up on a wall, you can spam it, and it's hilarious because all 10 freaking bullets go out at once and they all explode at once. It's awesome. Obviously, you could go with a number of the different assault rifles. But ultimately, I ended up going with the AP pistol, one of the first weapons added to the game. And the reason is because even still to this day, even though it came out like 7 years ago, there really hasn't been a better weapon to use when you're in a vehicle. The AP pistol, while it doesn't do the most damage, it's definitely not the best weapon or pistol, but it's so easy to use when you're in a vehicle because it's got a pretty big magazine size, and you can just spray and pray with it. And it's kind of like the combat LMG in that when you hit people, it kind of stuns them, I believe. So, well, at least NPCs, so they don't really continue shooting at you. But I just thought the AP pistol is definitely still the best weapon inside of your vehicle, and I thought that's why it had to be on this list. But that is going to do it with my top 5 weapons that you must use and own in GTA Online in 2020. Let me know if you have a list that is any different from mine. Obviously, this stuff is just sort of personal preference, but I do think these 5 are some of the most useful in the game. Thank you all for watching. That's going to do it for this video. Please drop it a like if you did enjoy. Subscribe for more GTA Online content. And as always, I'll see you guys in the next one.